Becoming a judge in general, just any judge, is hard enough. Making it to a Supreme Court justice, baby. Just if that's your goal, I would just pick another profession, honestly. Sorry. Hey guys, it's Mikayla and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to the Don't Be a Lawyer scene from the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I've never seen the show myself, but this specific scene from the show went viral and I'm really excited to react to it and give you guys my thoughts and perspective as a young attorney. But before we get into this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you have not already, it is completely free, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified of when I post new videos. And with that, let's get into this scene.
I'm majoring in pre-law myself.
Oh, no. Bad idea, trust me. Being a lawyer is the worst. Now stand back and let me tell you my tale of woe.
Pretty smart kid, didn't know what I wanted to do. So I took the LSAT and then just like that, got accepted at Glendale U.
Yeah, okay, so right off the bat, taking the LSAT because you don't know what you want to do, going to law school because you don't know what you want to do, terrible idea. Going to law school when you don't know for a fact that you want to be a lawyer is highly discouraged by a lot of people, including me, because a lot of the time it will end up being a complete waste of time. The people that go to law school and are actually happy with their decision are the people who want to be lawyers and know that for a fact. If you don't know what you want to do with your life, don't go to law school for that reason, please. You're going to end up wasting a lot of money and a lot of time. Also really funny is I like how he just decided he wanted to be a lawyer, so he just applied and got into Glendale University. That is absolutely not how it works. Applying to law school is a very strategic endeavor that you should put a lot of thought into as far as what school you want to go to, where you want to live, where you want to practice, that kind of thing. So the fact that he just applied and got in and graduated is just so inaccurate.
Everyone said it was a real safe bet, a prestigious and lucrative vocation.
Okay, so that's another kind of misconception about being a lawyer. Everyone assumes that if you're a lawyer, you're rich. If you're a lawyer, you are making a lot of money. That is just not the case. It says it's a lucrative, prestigious field, and it can be, but that's not the case for everyone. So just keep that in mind. If you're going into being a lawyer solely for the money, don't do it.
So I set out on a journey to become an attorney without a moment's hesitation. But here's some free advice I'm giving when it comes to deciding what to do for a living. Don't be a lawyer. Don't do it. Quickest way to ruin your life. Don't be a lawyer. Not worth it, it'll leave you dead inside.
The dead inside part, he's not wrong for some lawyers, but I also think that could apply to any field you go into and end up just hating. You're going to be dead inside. I also think the whole it's the quickest way to ruin your life thing is a little dramatic. You know, I think there's other ways to ruin your life that are a little quicker.
The job is inherently crappy. That's why you've never met a lawyer who's happy.
Okay, I don't exactly agree with the whole it's inherently crappy. I mean, being a lawyer, depending on the type of lawyer you are, is one of the most amazing things you can do for someone. You know, you're someone's advocate. You're advocating for someone when they're likely at one of the lowest points of their life, and the fact that you can truly help people in this profession, I don't think it's inherently crappy. The whole no one is happy thing, again, I don't think that's true for every lawyer. Obviously, none of this is going to be true for every single person. I think a lot of lawyers are unhappy because it is a really stressful job, and a lot of people are in so much debt that they feel like they can't change professions if they decide that they don't like being a lawyer. So they just stay being a lawyer for the rest of their life and they end up miserable. You know, that's nothing to do with being a lawyer per se. That just has to do with the people in the profession not liking what they do. That's every profession though.
It's a guaranteed soul destroyer. Don't be a lawyer.
Okay, it's not a guaranteed soul destroyer. I mean, there are aspects and jobs that you can have in this field that you aren't exactly always on the proper side of things. And depending on the reason for you being on that side, it can definitely destroy your soul, for sure, especially if you're doing it for the money. But again, that doesn't apply to everyone.
Law school debt, daily you dreamed of as a kid.
Yeah, that law school debt is no joke. No joke. That goes back to the whole do not go to law school just because you don't know what to do, because the hundreds of thousands of debt you might get into will make you hate your life later. And that leads to the whole soul destroying, unhappy mentality that this person is portraying. So don't do it. Law school debt is real.
Or did you hope one day that you find a way to spend 4 years working on a pharmaceutical company's merger with another pharmaceutical company?
Okay, so the whole spending 4 years working on a pharmaceutical merger with another pharmaceutical company is really funny, because those are the types of things that are very dependent, one, on the type of law you practice and also how long you've been practicing. A lot of newer lawyers get stuck on really long, boring, tedious things like this. However, spending years and years and years working on a merger between two companies is more of a transactional law task. And if you're a litigator like myself, then it's completely different. You will instead most likely be working on a pharmaceutical company suing another pharmaceutical company. So do with that information what you will.
Your only expertise is running up fees, speaking legalese like a debt.
Okay, the whole your only expertise is running up fees thing is really funny, because legal fees can be insane. Depending on how long you've been practicing, you can charge many hundreds up to thousands of dollars an hour, you know, depending on who you are. So that can get a little interesting at times. But the whole speaking legalese thing, before I went to law school, I definitely follow this misconception that lawyers are just going around speaking legalese 24/7. Being a lawyer now and also having been a law student, that is completely not true. I mean, in law school, you probably do that a little bit more because you want to seem like smart and cool, like you know what you're talking about. But when you actually get into this profession, you're not really speaking legalese just casually all the time. And depending on, again, the type of law you're practicing, if you're doing what I do and you're litigating, you're in court, they encourage you to not speak legalese. When you're speaking to a jury, you want to make sure that they understand you, that they comprehend everything you're saying. Otherwise, you're not going to get your point across and you're not going to advocate well for your client. So speaking legalese, definitely more of a myth than something we just do in our everyday lives. I will say though, for fun, I do, and I have objected to my boyfriend and family members and friends when they're arguing with me, because honestly, it just saves me time. You know, instead of explaining to them why what they're saying is irrelevant, I can just say 401. And they, at this point, know that that is a relevance objection in a courtroom. I'm sure they love that.
But it's not too late to avoid this fate. Find any other job to pick.
Okay, I also love how the entire background for the dancing portion is the bar exam rules and how the whole scene is a bar exam. That's a little triggering, but you know, a little, I guess I got to give it to them for the creativity.
Sure, your parents might think you're a failure.
Yeah, I mean, if you drop out of law school, people probably will think you're a failure, but word of advice from, again, a young lawyer, if you know for a fact practicing law, being a lawyer is not what you want to do, just quit while you're ahead. Just don't even bother finishing, because again, you're only going to waste more of your time, trust me.
But no one's ever said, first let's kill all the tailors.
Okay, so apparently this whole killing all the tailors thing is a reference to a Shakespeare line where he said, let's kill all the lawyers, something like that. One, that's really funny. Two, if we kill all the lawyers, right? All of the lawyers are dead. In theory, I can see how people who have a negative misconception or just a negative opinion of lawyers could think that would be a good thing. But like, who's going to argue the law? Who is going to advocate for you if you need to sue someone? If someone has wronged you, who is going to help you fix that situation? We can't kill all of the lawyers, okay? Like, we have to at least leave some of us. Just think about it.
Don't be a lawyer. I'm serious, it really, really sucks. Don't be a lawyer. No one you work with looks like Ally McBeal. There are so many other professions that don't turn you into Jeff Sessions.
Okay, so if you're getting into this profession because you think everyone's gonna be hot, one, that's just kind of weird. Like, I don't know why you would just assume everyone in a single profession is hot. So yeah, not everybody looks like Ally McBeal, and not really sure why you thought we would. And the Jeff Sessions line, yeah, again, not all lawyers are created equal and not all lawyers are terrible people. Barack Obama is a lawyer. Michelle Obama is a lawyer. You know, there are some good, nice, positive, lawyers out there. We're not all bad, I promise.
Just say no to the lawyer employer. No, don't be a lawyer.
What about human rights law?
No money, no money.
Environmental law?
No money, even less money.
Immigration law?
No money, plus it's a bummer.
Yeah, so I'm glad he said this part. That goes back to what I said in the beginning of the video. Not all lawyers make a ton of money like you would expect. There are a lot of lawyers who are poor because they do the type of public interest work, the human rights work, the immigration work. That work is obviously amazing, but it doesn't make the most money depending on, you know, who you're working for. So another common misconception, false. Not all lawyers are out here making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Public defenders, for example, they in some states don't even make $50,000. And that's why you have to really take into account how much you want to be a lawyer, because you're going to likely be in a lot of debt and you might not make a ton of money depending on the type of law you go into. So keep that in mind.
Okay, but what if one day you make it to the Supreme Court?
It'd be great to be on the Supreme Court, but you'll never be on the Supreme Court. There's truly no chance of that happening.
Yeah, you're not gonna be on the Supreme Court. Like, if you get into this profession with that goal in mind, I mean, dream big, I guess, but babe, becoming a judge in general, just any judge, is hard enough. Making it to a Supreme Court justice, baby, just, if that's your goal, I would just pick another profession, honestly. Sorry.
The preceding song in no way reflects the views of CBS and the CW network. Ah, screw it.
See? Don't be a lawyer.
Okay, so two things with this last clip. One, hilarious to me about the disclaimer. Like, that to me is the epitome of being a lawyer, is having to give a disclaimer about something that is clearly satire and clearly a joke. But that is what being a lawyer is. It's thinking of those little things like that. So that to me was hilarious. Now, the whole jumping out of the window thing, on a serious note, this profession is one of the highest ranked for suicide, alcoholism, drug abuse, all of those kinds of things, for a reason. It is a very high stress job. It's not for everyone. And it's a lot of work depending on the field you work in, again, what side you're on, all of that kind of stuff. It takes a lot out of you. And if you don't have the proper mental health measures in place, then, you know, could lead you to jumping out of a window. Hopefully not. You know, I know it was like all good and fun, but on a serious note, like, that's actually an issue in the field. So I wouldn't say that's something to keep in mind, but just something to be aware of. You know, this profession, it's a lot. You're not guaranteed to become rich off of it. And it's really easy to fall down a dark path if you do not have the proper support systems in place. So with that being said, I loved this video. This was hilarious. I'm really glad that I got a chance to witness somebody basically speaking the truth about a lot of things in the profession and also exaggerate a lot of others. You know, if you want to become a lawyer and this is truly something you want to do, then go for it. But do not be like the guy in the video and just do it all willy-nilly. Make sure it is a well thought out decision so you don't end up regretting it later. Leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on Don't Be a Lawyer, and let me know. Hey y'all, editing Mikayla here. My storage ran out, so I got cut off, but I basically just said to let me know what you guys would like me to react to next. And I will see you guys next week. Goodbye, and go thrive.